Hey there. There have been a couple of things going on. Not that I wasn't talking about them. I don't know. I wasn't even in panic mode per se. There were just things that I wanted to get done, and I didn't want to discuss them until after I had taken care of it, you know? So here's where we are. We were super late paying our rent for February because of we were waiting for our taxes. See, what happens is we get our tax money and we go, oh, well, this tax money will be here, so we can just fuck all through the money that we have now because this money for the taxes will be here in a minute and we'll be fine. But what happened was our tax money ended up coming a little later than we were expecting, so our rent was later. Fucking bummer. Do what you gonna do. So because of that, we were late. So much so, like, we had agreed that as soon as we could pay would be the 21st because that's when the tax money was supposed to come and it was payday. So it's like, well, between those two, we should have it. But we didn't because Asia's check was super short because she had gotten suspended a couple of times and that's a whole mess. Please don't let the word suspended scare you like she got in trouble. She didn't. It was a dumb political thing. But anyway, we move on. So her check was super short. So we didn't have enough to cover the rent with her check. So we're like, well, income taxes are still a thing. And we end up getting them later. Like, I paid the rent in full on February 25th. What was funny was we got up that morning and the tax money had come. And I was like, okay, let me go take care of all of this. So I went out to take care of everything. And I had to go all the way down to the bank because I exceeded my limit. So I went and got the money order, dropped it off. Well, rewind, I had lunch with Asia. And while I was waiting for Asia, I got a call from the lawyer. And the lawyers were like, hey, are you going to be home tomorrow between such and such and such and such? Because, why did I say such and such and such and such? I literally remembered that it was 2 to 4. She was like, are you 2 before? I was like, I know who you are. You're calling about my eviction papers. Hey, let them know I'm going to have that money by the end of the day. And she was like, okay, let them know. So I went and got the money order, dropped it off. And in my mind, case closed. We're done. Like, I understand that they had to come out and drop off the paperwork, but the goal was you wanted my money. You now have my money. We're fine. So, good morning. So a couple of days ago, it was this week. What's today? Friday. It had to have been like Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably Wednesday. Dude knocks on our door all super hard and shit. And I'm like, maybe it's a delivery. It's Amazon. Maybe it's DoorDash. I don't know. So I open the door and it's a dude and he hands us eviction papers. And he's like, here you go. And I'm like, fuck are you talking about? We handled this already. They have their money. What are you talking about? He's like, look, man, I don't know. I just drop off paperwork. Now, before I can continue, I need to pig sidebar you for a minute. Let's flash back to back in the day, very long time ago. This is our second eviction notice. And we always sort it out. We've never been evicted, so we sort them out. But the last time they were like, you need to pay this rent. Let's work out a payment arrangement. And I remember being on the phone with the lawyer. I'm sure there are videos up for that. And we were making all these payment arrangements. I'm like, you have to give this much this month and this much this month. On top of the rent that you pay, you also have to pay this and this fee. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But that bridge never came. Like, they said we owed them for these legal fees that totaled a sum of like $800 and some odd dollars. But it never came up. Like, it just went away. They got their rent and it just went away. So I reach out to the property managers right after I get this eviction notice, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's this about? So they write me back the next morning. And he's like, yeah, well, your business now is with the lawyers because we sent that paperwork off to them That's for you to deal with them. And I was like, yeah, I hear you. But also, dog, you have my money. You have now processed my payment. You have it. So I don't understand where this is coming from. He was like, no, that's something you have to deal with them. Now, when he said that, and I went to the pig sidebar to tell you that other shit, because this is what I got from that. When he was like, I now have to deal with them, that says to me, my property manager and this law firm are two completely different entities. So if I have issue with this firm, they can come after me all they want, but the client, my property manager, has nothing to do with that. So I don't have like this underlining concern that if something isn't done about the lawyer fees, then we'll have a problem. Because I've spoken to the guy, his name's Chester. I've talked to him a couple of times since then. And he's just like, yeah, that's an attorney issue now. You need to take that up with them. And saying things like take it up with them says to me that ain't got nothing to do with you. So this legal thing, it's just gonna go away. Like, I'm following it through the conclusion. My goal now, I'm out and about. I'm on my way to Walmart to get a money order so that I can pay our rent on time. I want to go ahead, knock this out, pay the rent, be done with them. That way they can't be like, oh, look at this is for the lawyer. Like, my concern was that they would give us a 3-day notice to quit. And if we tried to stretch this out for another 2 weeks when Asia got paid again, then we would be dealing with a second eviction notice. And we haven't even 100% settled the first one yet. And it's like, I don't want to do that. So it's very important for me to go pick up these money orders today, drop them off today, and write on them very specifically, rent for March. This is your money for March. Anything that's got to do with the lawyers don't have nothing to do with you. That's not a conversation I'm looking to have with you, because y'all made it very clear that that's not your area. So I will pay my rent, collectively sigh, and be fucking done with this shit, because I'm just tired. You know, I decided last night that come Monday I will go hit the ground running in terms of looking for work, because there are options available. There are little companies I can go work for who don't give a fuck about the drug tests. You know, it ain't even got to be full time at the point. Like, I like a nice little gig. I like something 20, 25 hours a week maybe. It would just be nice to be bringing in a couple of extra bucks. You know? So that's kind of where I am. I'm gonna start looking for work just so we can, like, it's Paul Morphcon's coming up. There are bills that need paying. Like, all the bills are paid. Asia's income affords us the luxury of being able to take care of all our bills. But then there's not much extra left, you know? And that's what I'm working on. I'd like there to be extra again. There was a time when we were a 2-income household, and when we were doing it, and we always had weed, and we were always chilling, and it's like we were tired, but our schedules were as such where I got home, and then a couple hours later Asia got home. So we had our evenings together, and we had our weekends, which was really nice. So I don't know if that's going to be the case again, but I feel like we've had it really easy for a really long time when it comes to what our work schedules would look like and how we would spend time together. Because if I was off on weekends, she was off on weekends. Like, that's kind of the way it was. Like when I was at DSP, I worked Saturdays, but not Sundays. You know, so I had that one weekend day off. When I was at G4S, like, once I got the truck, I was Monday through Friday. And then I would do that one extra Saturday. But I was still doing, like, those were 12-hour shifts. Like, fuck. But I digress. I don't know where this is gonna, how this is gonna work schedule-wise, but I'm prepared for understanding that now that we're both working again, doesn't mean we're always gonna have the same days off, you know? So, so I'm headed to Walmart now to take care of this. Oh yeah, I shaved the beard. Weird, right? So that's it. I'm babbling now. I have now completely vented, and once I drop this money order off in the box, I'll do a video about that too. Just the moment you can woo-sigh. I will collectively sigh, and this shit will be done.